we go. There we go, buddy. That's on the white bass head. Been messing with it for a little while. I didn't think it was a very big fish. I actually still don't think it's a very big fish for as big a bait as that is. But we're going to get to skunk out with this one anyway. Getting here right around dawn. Didn't film an intro when I got out here this morning because I was running a little behind. I wanted to go ahead and get baits down there in the water. And I've got a 3-rod setup today. I've got skipjack on these 2 rods and a white bass head on this one. Ain't bad fish. Let's get that hook out of you. Bring him on up in here. Well, fish number 1, not a bad one to start the morning with here. It's one of those fun size right there, probably 30 to 32 inch range, somewhere in there. Alright, let's let him go. I got my bait back on that one. He was kind enough to leave it on the hook there for me, so we'll get it positioned here and get it dropped back down. I'm going to rehook it though because he tore the mouth up on it. I hadn't been down there very long. I got set up here because I didn't film an intro when I got out here this morning because I was running late. I got out here just before dawn and got set up, so hopefully we're going to get on some fish today. I'm going to drop this white bass head back down here, and like I said, I got skipjack body section on that rod and a skipjack head on that one. I am anchored down in 37 feet of water. I've got my baits down directly under the kayak, about 2 to 3 feet off the bottom. So hopefully that's the first of many today. It's on that same white bass head. Just dropped it back down after that last fish. He's fighting hard, ain't he? I don't think he's too incredibly big, but he's fighting. Kind of had a little break here. It's probably been 30 minutes since that last fish. Alright guys, there he is. That may be a little bit bigger than the last one. Comparable size though, you know, probably 32-ish inch range there. And he was fun. He just took off with that white bass head. I've been sitting here just kind of hanging out waiting. It's probably been 30 minutes since the last one come through. Alright, off he goes. He out of here. I'm gonna check and see. I think he's left me this bait on here. If it is, we'll drop it back down again. He did. Took this thing, we'll fix it back and put it back on there. I'm gonna hook it through the top this time though. That mouth is getting kind of tore up, so get them scales off and drop it right back down like that. See if we can get a third fish on it. Rod tip right there. It stood up. Swimming too. Watch it take off. There it goes. There it goes. That is the third fish on that white bass head. I think this is a little better one here. That's fish number 3 on the thing. Yeah, this is definitely the biggest one of the morning right here. I actually switched out that other rod up there, put a white bass body section on, since they've kind of been keyed in, at least the fish I've caught anyway, on the white bass. He's going back the other way toward my anchor now. I don't want him going there. There we go. Tell you what, the action hasn't been on fire this morning by any stretch. It's 9:21, so kind of been slow and monotonous, but I'm just putting in my time. Only takes one good fish to make a day. You just got to be on the water when he comes through looking to eat. Tell you what, let's just bring this thing on in here. We'll get this hook out in here. There we go. Got that head back too. Hell, I might use it again. Well, y'all, that's another one kind of in that same size range. This one feels like he might be a little heavier, but he fought hard. Man, he was a good time. It's always fun. These fish right here, man, they're just I don't care what tackle you're using, fish like this can put a bend in a rod. Alright, let's let him go. Go on out of here, little thing. Alright, y'all, it's 10 a.m. I've been on the water a little over 3 hours now. I only caught those 3 fish, and I'm getting just dinked to death in there. I don't know if you can see that, but they're just destroying my baits down there. So I'm going to make a move, and I'm going to go up here and fish the point off this next pocket up here. So I'm going to pull anchor, get my baits switched out, and we'll pick this video up then. Right here. Right there now. Well, that's going down hard. Goodness. Goodness, look at that. I just moved. Got set up over here. That bait's been down there maybe 5 minutes. I've just moved upstream a little bit to fish this other pocket. There's a little point that comes off here. Again, I'm at 37 feet. Same depth as before. Just slightly upstream, but hopefully I was hoping to just get away from them dinks. I was just stripping my baits over there. Bring that on in tube here before we unhook him. That's another one that ate a piece of white bass. That one ate a white bass body section. Skipjack's been, you know, chewed up by dinks down there, but it ain't catching a bigger fish today. For whatever reason, they're just keyed in on that white bass today. There's that one. He's probably the smallest of the 4 I've caught this morning, but man, I think he took the rod over the hardest. It was fun. He had me excited there for a minute. Let's let him go. Get on out of here. There you go. I got that bait back too, so I'm going to drop it right back down. See if we can get another on it. There you go. Fish on. Fish on. He just kind of took off with it, didn't he? I had a dink messing with it there a couple minutes ago, just pecking. That's on a piece of skipjack. It's definitely a little bit more productive here where I'm at than where I was at this there before. This is 2 fish now, and gosh, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. So kind of wishing I'd come here to begin with now. That's another one that's right in that same size range. That's what we're getting today. All right, y'all. Well, I mean, it's cookie cutter. They're all about the same size today. But I'm fine with it. I tell you what, I wish I had come here to start with, because that's 2 fish in 15 minutes, and I was over there in that other creek there for a little over 3 hours for 3 fish. So kind of wishing I'd come here first. I'm happy I moved over here now. Well, let's let him go. Yep. He out of here. All right. Another skipjack piece of body section going down. Drop it down. Find us another. Right there. Just got hit. Just got done dropping that bait down. There he goes. There he goes. He's swimming too, buddy. He's swimming too. Catch up with him here. This one ate a small white bass head. I finally retired that other head. when I moved over here to this new spot. There's that in there. That's probably that may be the smallest of the morning so far. Okay, nope. Heck with him. We don't want to look at that anyway. Oh, that's funny. That last one ate a small white bass head, so I'm gonna put the same thing back on there. We'll drop it down there too. Soak it a while. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay out here. It's getting hot. All right, y'all. Good news, bad news. The bad news is that camera had overheated and shut off, but the good news is I've had this happen so many times before. I thought to check it, so I'm about to land this fish, if he's hopefully still on there, by my anchor rope, because he is wrapped around it. I'm glad I checked that camera though. It's just happened so many times, and it's so dang hot out here today. Let me just tilt it this way a little bit too. I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. This is the biggest damn mess I've ever had in all my years of kayak catfishing. This is the biggest mess. I'm gonna have to cut both my lines when this is said and done and untangle all that crap out of the anchor rope. But this fish is worth it. I'm gonna bring that thing in for hell or high water, buddy. Whew. See if that camera's still on. It is. Man, oh man. I tell you what, that's the biggest mess I've ever had in all my years of kayak fishing. He has got both them lines and just spun circles around that damn anchor rope. I wasn't sure I was getting him in, but we got him. He's by far the biggest one of the morning. Oh yeah, all right guys. By gosh, we got him. What a mess. But man, that was worth it. Definitely the biggest one out of the morning, and I tell you what, I wish I had come here and fished this spot the whole time to begin with. I think I'm going to fish tomorrow. I think I'm going to come back here from the start tomorrow and just be able to try to hopefully take advantage of the morning bite, assuming there is one. Look at that. Let me throw this one on the board. We'll actually measure this one. He's actually worth it. All right, y'all. One final look there. 39-inch blue cat. Destroyed my lines and made a mess of my anchor. I'm going to have to cut this and start over. But like I said, it's worth it. See ya, buddy. There you go.